Hello, welcome back everybody to Compa Sports Talk. Man, we got another episode for you guys right now with predictions and results. So we're doing the end of it right now in the sports analysis. And there were some very interesting results this past weekend. Before we go ahead and get started, though, I also want to say thank you for all the love and the support you guys were showing in the previous videos. One of our videos went up into 140 views. You guys don't know how much that means to us. Really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you very much for all the support. But let's go ahead and get started.
Let's get into it.
Man, it feels so good to just be right about your predictions, man. I just, I'm so goaded.
I mean, it would feel good for you if you had them right, but let's just say that you
What do you
didn't.
mean? I predicted exactly what would happen. It's all on camera. It's on tape, man.
All right, we can go back to those clips later, but if we want to get into it right away, you want to just start talking about it. Let's start with Brighton and Tottenham first, which was I think the Saturday game, the big game on Saturday. So let's get started with Brighton Tottenham. Of course, Tottenham came out with the win, 1-0 over Brighton. My prediction here, I believe, was a tie 2-2. They didn't see Brighton score. Sadly, they did have chances. I'm not saying they didn't, but they definitely did have chances. But it was a good game, and I don't know. That's all I can say about that prediction. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I didn't get it right. I had predicted that Brighton would win 3-2. I was actually hoping a very good and exciting game back and forth, a lot of goals being scored, Brighton winning in the last minute with third goal. But no, I was not even close. So pretty upset about that one. So I'm
Yeah,
realizing it's a lot harder to predict games than I thought. So
I mean, it just looked like Brighton could win just because they've been pretty solid, and Tottenham, I believe Arsenal just beat them, so it didn't look like the best Tottenham we'd seen. But then again, we did
yeah,
talk about how Arsenal has a really good squad and they're able to attack so well. So I think Tottenham just kind of wanted that comeback. They wanted to push for a win this time around and try to get back on track, and they did. They squeezed out a 1-0 win, which, by the way, I believe is Son's goal. I don't care if they count it as a header for Kane. My boy Son scored that. It just happened to deflect off of Kane, and he gets the goal.
what was it really going on target though? Was it?
That I never looked at it closely, but in the instance when it happened, it looks clearly that Son's taking a shot on goal. But who knows if it was on target? It did deflect and go in. So either way, it happened. It was a goal. Yeah. It says it has
What you think?
14 shots for Brighton and 8 shots for Tottenham. It seems like it's a lot of shots that I didn't really see in the game, but I guess they were just off target, a lot of them, because they only had 4 on target. So a lot of shots, just not a lot on target. Yeah.
Wait, did you say 14 shots for Brian?
14 shots in total, 4 on target. So, and they
That's
had most
cap.
of the possession. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It
But
didn't seem like they were shooting that much. So I don't know where. I don't know.
because I do think that you know Biden actually played better. I think
Mhm.
we're able to have more possession of the ball
They
and they
did.
were able to create, but I just feel like they didn't shoot enough. There's so many opportunities where they could have taken shots and they didn't. They just kept trying to pass, like walk in box and then walk into the goal and score that way. Like that just wasn't gonna happen. And
Yeah, they did have a
I
lot of time.
think, yeah, I think from what I remember, they did come closer than Tottenham in chances created, but it's just they didn't take advantage of.
Yeah, so I mean, it was. I think Tottenham looked good. I'm not gonna say they looked great because I feel like they should have been able to score more. I mean, they had good other good opportunities too, but I mean, 1-0. I guess they squeezed out a win. A win's a win, and those are 3 points on the board, and those are points that Brian's not getting back. So I mean, what do you think is going to happen now with, you did talk about a little bit of a fall off for Brian. I don't think this is really a fall off yet. I think they can still compete, but I mean, what happens with both of them? I mean, what do you think they're going to get into now?
I'm still not convinced with Tottenham. I still think they're gonna be in like the top five in the league. They usually make it to the top five.
Hmm.
So I'm still expecting Son to get better. Giving up on him, so I expect him to be more consistent. I expect Tottenham's offense to be more fluid and have better chemistry.
Hmm.
But Brighton, I'm about to give up on them honestly. And the thing is that little by little, they just gone on the tail, gone slowly down.
Yeah.
So now they're what, seventh place,
Yeah.
and they used to be at like second or third, then they went to fourth, and then now they're fifth. Now they're like a seventh. So I think they're going back to what often referred to as a mid-table team, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like instances that we see those smaller teams do really well at the beginning, but then as the games keep happening throughout the year, as it gets more competitive, they start facing the bigger teams. They kind of start settling into where they usually up. Uh, I hope that's not the case because it'd be great to see them do well. And for my fantasy, I wouldn't mind it at all if some of those players start doing well. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, what do you
Yeah.
think?
I think Brian still has a chance to compete. Like you said, they're looking like a mid tier team. They're a great team. They're a good team, solid all around. Like I said, the attacking power wasn't really there. But then again, they only let one goal in, so I mean, they were able to at least hold it down, but just not score enough either. So hopefully, they can get a little bit more attacking going, and maybe that can help them, get some more wins in the future. I don't think they'll end up that high up in the table. Like you said, they're definitely going to end up, 10 through 15 ish around there. I think once they start playing all these other teams. But for Tottenham, they could definitely end up in the top five, like you said. I agree with that. They can end up there. They're off to like a slow start, though. I think their players, the more they get in sync, the better they're gonna play. So hopefully, Richarlison, Kane, and Son can all get on the same page, and get some great playing time together. So hopefully that helps.
And Tottenham is missing Kulusevski still due to injury, so I think that's been
Mhm.
a big blow for them because the best I've seen Tottenham play was when it's been Son, Kane, and Kulusevski together.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hey, when he comes back, maybe that makes a big difference.
What stood out to you the most about this game, though?
Brian holding the ball for so long. Um, I know possession is not everything, but the way they were able to move around and at least keep the ball from Tottenham for so long, I mean, just from how many passes they had 200 more passes than Tottenham made. So they were able to pass the ball a lot and almost
Yeah.
60% of the possession. Again, did they do a lot with it? They did, but they just weren't clinical, when they were actually in that position to score or unlucky. I mean, whatever you want to call it, but they were able to hold the ball really well against Tottenham. And Tottenham just, had great counters where they create a lot of those opportunities for them. So that's what I think stood out to me.
To me, like I did see like that difference about possession and passing, because Tottenham felt more like they were trying to go for the counter attack, but
Mhm.
one that stood out to me was I think he was playing right wing back for Tottenham, Matt Doherty, the Ireland. I think he just
Hey,
had a really good game. I feel like he was always at the right place at the right time, doing good tackles, good coverages, and considering that he hasn't really been playing much, came in for Emerson after Emerson getting red carded and missing a couple games. I
yeah,
was
yeah,
really impressed by his performance.
yeah. Actually, I remember that now. He was really like aggressive in his attacking, and he was very good at coming back and recovering quickly because he was able to attack up the wing. He had a couple crosses in to create opportunity, and he could track back really quickly to make sure there was no dangerous counters coming back. So yeah, I agree. That's a player that was having a great game.
However, he did have one mess up where he should have crossed it, and I'm like, why didn't you cross it? He was wide open on the other side, but you know, We'll give him.
He
We'll
saw
give
the
him that.
headlines. He saw the headlines, so he saw his name in the
He
starting line.
hasn't started too many games. Let him get the
Yeah,
hang of.
and again, he's only in there because Emerson's out. So
Yeah.
maybe this was the game that shows the coach. Maybe he's the starter instead. But who knows? We'll see what happens there.
We'll see.
Either way, heading into like this next game we're going to talk about, honestly, is probably one of the best games I've watched live. It was just, it had me on my toes, not only because I had about half my team in fantasy playing during the same time, but because of the quality of the teams we were watching. Well, one of the teams. Just kidding. Anyway, so Arsenal versus Liverpool. Great game, 3-2. What was your prediction, buddy? I'll let you go first here.
So, what's the name of this team? Oh, Liverpool. That's right. So this team that played against Arsenal, they actually did better than what I expected. I had predicted a 3-1 Arsenal win, but they got an extra goal. You get a pity one. Here you go. Score another one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hey, it's still a good prediction. I mean, you got pretty close. Now,
I almost feel like I shouldn't talk smack based on like what I have over here and how this trash team is doing too. But won't get riled up by that one.
we'll be talking about them in a future video, so we'll get to that in another one.
But
anyway,
yeah, 3-2. I would say a couple things. Salah is garbage.
off the rip.
Arnold is garbage. And Liverpool is garbage right now. The thing is that I keep saying like, Salah will get better. He'll start performing. And then he doesn't another game. Then I say Arnold's going to pick it up. He's a quality player. And then he doesn't. Again, they're both really great quality players. They're just not performing at their level right now. Salah, he didn't even play. Where was that? Like, he did not play. The team somehow kind of got a little bit better when Salah stepped out the field, and you could tell that it was a bigger impact and negative impact on Liverpool when Luis Diaz got injured than when they took out Salah.
I mean, I agree. I didn't see much from Salah. I didn't see much from Arnold. And those are two players, like you said, definitely key players that always play in Liverpool. But I don't know. Let me go back a little bit, because I remember last video you were saying, what did you say? Whoever gets the closest to the predictions. Oh, yeah. Someone's going to buy the other person a meal. Let me just say that I did predict a 3-2 win from Arsenal.
Whoa.
I mean, I just want to clear this up, but didn't I say there was an assist from Martinelli? Oh, I did. That's right, I did. And I also said there's going to be a late winner by Jesus. Let's pretend his name's Saka. So I got it perfectly correct. Either way, I did guess 3-2. I just want to put that out there. I got lucky, but
I almost want to say, no, that's not true. But once on the internet, it's always on the internet. It's forever on the internet. So I'm gonna be a man of my word and say that I owe you food. You got more predictions right. But luck, but you still got them. So you just let me know what you want, when you want, if you want me to food for you, or you want me to send you the money,
Oh, okay. I'll think about that steak or something. I don't know. Let me just think about it.
But just give me a 3 days heads up, so I can transfer from my savings to my checking. So in the process.
Anyway, back into the analysis. Arsenal, man. Again, Martinelli. I keep sounding like a broken record. But man, he created so many opportunities for Arsenal. By the way, I want to go to another player, Xhaka. He's kind of that player that you don't see him do a lot, but if you watch him, you can see the game. You know what I mean? Like some coach, I think, was it Guardiola who said that about Busquets? If you watch the game, you won't see Busquets, but if you watch Busquets, you can see the whole game. That's kind of how I felt Shaka was
He's
playing. Like
giving out bars right now.
Shaka
This
was
was
really holding it down in the mid, and him and Partey, like just in that duo in the midfield, were really able to lock it down and recover quickly and have a lot of outlets for Arsenal, which is why they had so many good counterattacks with Saka and with Martinelli. And even Jesus would switch out to the wide and create on that side. So I mean, Shaka was like holding it down, and respect to him.
no,
Respect.
I agree 100%. For the things I was gonna mention too that stood out to me, like Martinelli, like this game, he was spectacular. He was breaking Arnold's garbage self, and he was just creating opportunities left and right. Shaka, I was telling the boy Brian a couple days ago too. That fool's been killing it. Like you don't really see it and pay attention to it because he's not that type of player that stands out dribbling,
Yeah,
always doing like through ball passes and like those threading the needle passes, or consistently taking shots because he's not always up there. But
yeah.
the way he plays the game, just positioning wise, his IQ, his touch, and when he does take the shots, he takes great shots. He's
Mhm.
playing amazing.
He's playing amazing, and he's
And you did
yeah.
mention Gabriel Jesus, and I thought this is why I love Gabriel Jesus though. Even when he doesn't score, he positively impacts the game. He
Hmm.
works so hard on the field. He drops down and defend. He plays for the team. That's always his priority: playing for the team and getting a win. Unlike some trash chance that like, but again, I'm not gonna continue with that. So you go.
Let's go a little bit onto the Liverpool side. I know Arsenal did had a great game and they played good as a team and everything. But you mentioned Luis Diaz, and just how you said it, how as soon as he left the game, it was a bit of a more of a negative impact. It did negatively impact because Luis Diaz was creating even from both directions. I mean, even the assist to Darwin Nunez on that goal was like perfect. He was in the spot, he headed it over to flick it, and then he just took that space and you know a nice driven pass down the middle. Darwin was there, so that was a great play by him. Anytime he went down the wing, he was danger. I mean, he's so quick. Like his takeoff speed, acceleration is just like boom, one touch and he's gone. So he was able to really hold it down. Arnold again was not able to do much against Martinelli, but when they had what do you call it? When they had Luis Diaz against, I think it was is Ben White their right back. I think it's Ben White. Ben White was
Yeah,
really having trouble against him. He was not able to keep up, and he was just creating mayhem next to him. But Luis Diaz, key player for Liverpool. I think that was the best player on the field until he sadly had to get off the field.
so I mean, I have to say something good about Liverpool now, so I don't seem like a hater.
Yeah.
No, I think
So
to me, what I had mentioned the last game was that Arsenal would win the midfield battle against Liverpool,
yeah,
and I think they did. All they got was what a pass. Shaka again doing great. Who was their other midfielder?
Partey more of a
Oh, right,
defensive, but he was just recovering a
yeah.
lot. Yeah.
But I would say Thiago. I thought Thiago played really well.
Oh
His
yes.
passing, his just awareness of the game, always reading the next play, and making switches and getting the team out from behind onto the other half. I thought Thiago did great, honestly. So give a shout
Honestly,
out to
I
him.
agree. Then I completely forgot about Thiago. I was just so mesmerized by Diaz's skill and his opportunities created. But yeah, Thiago. I mean, since the
But see,
Barca
even
days.
in Liverpool, Firmino, I really like Firmino. I would always say he's such an underrated player because
Yeah,
even though he plays striker, people always just focus on the scoring aspect. But just like they would with Benzema back in the day, they're both players that can score, create, and just be able to hold it down and play target as well.
hmm
So yeah, I think there's definitely still some positives that Liverpool can look forward to.
hmm
Um, but Arsenal is just playing really well right now, and they're just simply the better team. And I think not just collectively, because one thing I noticed with Arsenal, they have really great dribblers, so
yeah.
they all do really well on the one-on-ones.
Yeah, I think that's what creates the opportunity so much too. They were able to get off that defender and just create just enough space to where they can, give a pass or take a shot. So they got a good team right now. So what's next for these teams? What do you think is in the future for Arsenal and for Liverpool?
Oh man, I'm about patterns and Arsenal. This is probably the longest they've gone in the recent years, staying on top.
Hmm.
But right behind them is this other monstrous beast of a team. So I'm really curious to see that game when they come against each other, because I think
Ooh,
I believe Arsenal can keep this level throughout the season. I
yeah.
believe so. I wouldn't be surprised. I just we gotta make sure players stay healthy. See how they do against a team like Man City, because that was one of the things that was in question leading up to the game against Liverpool. Everybody was asking, well, can they beat the big teams? How would they play against them? Well, they beat Tottenham, and now they beat Liverpool. So they're there, and they're here to stay. So I don't know. But what are your thoughts on Arsenal?
Right now, as it looks, I do want to see him against Man City. They lost against Manchester United. You can't forget that loss. They did lose against them.
Yeah, but see, that's not a team. So
Yeah. So I mean, that was a random loss, by the way. I'm just going to say it right
it's
now.
girls too.
Coming into the game, I honestly thought Arsenal would take it, comfortably. That was not the case. But
Man, you played well.
yeah, Manu has moments where they look good and then moments where they don't.
Yeah.
But I guess the Man City Arsenal game got postponed because it was the weekend, right? That the Queen passed away. Was it that one?
So I know it was a big game. So I think it was that one.
So that's not even the date hasn't been confirmed for the reschedule or anything. So if that happens soon, that's the game to watch. That's where you get to see, who really is the real deal. As of right now, Arsenal's in first, and I feel like they're basically tied for first right now. I just want to see how they do when they play each other. So maybe that's going to make the difference for both of them.
I mean, I would really want to see that game, honestly. I'm pretty sure I still have my prediction on who's gonna win, but I know now looking ahead for Liverpool though, they're 10th place in the league right now.
Oh yeah, I did see
Talk
that.
about mid-tier teams, leagues,
You know
right?
what, buddy? We're gonna send this video, and it's just gonna be directly, sent. Not even, into the group chat. We're directly sending this analysis to our buddy Corn. I hope you see this part because I want you to really take a look at this analysis that we're giving. He's gonna love it.
Bro, at this point, like my question is Liverpool gonna make it to a Champions League next year, though? Like it's looking real bad. Like let me look at the table real quick. Like I know there isn't that much of a difference in points.
Yeah, there's not. It's a small difference. They can make it back up.
They do have a
Between-
game less. Let's assume they win 13. They'll be right about
Yeah.
8th.
See, the thing is, the difference in points between like Man U, which is at 15, and Liverpool, which is tied with Brentford, Everton, and West Ham, all at 10 points, is 5 points between 10 teams or 9 teams, I believe. So that's not a big difference.
That tells me though, Europa League contender still. To Tottenham, to Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, it'll be a bigger difference, and that's so Chelsea only being over Man U by 1 point, but they both teams also have a game to play. All three of them, even including Liverpool. So no, I think it'll be too wild to say Liverpool's not gonna make it to the Champions League, but they gotta pick it up soon.
I think they will. Well, hopefully they will. We'll see what happens in the next weekend. But we appreciate all the support on the videos. We appreciate you tuning into the video. And hopefully you guys share it out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. About 90%. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna start with that, but either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And on the next one, we'll see what we talk about next. And until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And we'll see you later.
A la vista.